why should they? Right? Well, in fact, as I said earlier, I stand by my earlier position, that is, to carry on with the transformation. Transformation, this is my commitment to my party and also to the public. And to answer your question, why should they? Now this fresh poll of MCA is going to give us a choice to make. That is, between the option of continuing with the transformation and another choice, another option is whether do we want to carry on the business as usual, as was as per the old model before 308 general election. So now that the choice is quite clear, whether we want to carry on with the transformation that I had just kick-started, or now we want to revert back to the old model. I talked to so many people, the delegates, the public at large, as well as my working partners, my comrades, and I do understand that the so-called underdog spin, how it all began with, in fact, the latest twist of events is when certain quarters they were eager to spin such a story that I'm the underdog. They even went to the extent of spinning that ultimately I would pull out from the race. I said it yesterday, and I, for one, I wish to reiterate one point, that is, now I remain focused and undeterred by any spin of such kind, simply because spin could never be translated into truth. And so far, for your information, when I have my walkabout, I talk to the people, and from the feedback I gather, I'm glad to say that, from the momentum we sense, right? We sense. No doubt this is going to be a tough fight. And people, in fact, they are buying in now the non-confrontational approach of mine. And also at the same time, what they want to see is, they want to see a clear message of transformation. People want transformation. People may say that, hey, end of the day, now it is the 2,400 delegates who are going to determine the destiny of the party, and not the general public. But don't ever forget that, by and large, the very existence of the party depends on our performance in general election. Are we relevant to the public, right? And when I talk about general election, of course, it is the general public, the electorate, who could determine our relevance, whether we remain relevant or otherwise, now in the Malaysian social fabric. And in this respect, of course, the delegates, when they make a choice, because when they make a choice to determine the future of the party, now certainly they need to take cognizance of the people's wish, the public wish, as well as the people's aspirations. How people look at us, what people expect us to deliver. And I think we couldn't run away from all these parameters. No, I don't believe in so-called heroism, but I would always like to caution myself that even when I have to make a hard decision, before I decided to prop on PKFZ. Now I did go through all the nitty-gritty, and when I decided, when I had no choice but to make such a decision, now the word hero had never come across my mind. But rather, I strongly believe that as a taxpayer, as a loyal MCA member, I think I have every reason to push for such a probe, simply because this involves hefty sum of public money, public funds, in the name of transparency and accountability and public interests. I think something has to be done. We did meet up before his announcement, but it was not true that he wanted me to quit from the race. Notwithstanding that, of course, at the same time, I have been receiving some mixed signals through the so-called the common friends or intermediaries. Of course, people can claim anything. By the end of the day, I must speak the truth. That is, if such words did not come from Ting, I don't think it's fair for me to put words into his mouth. Right? But of course, now that the latest episode, perhaps to conclude our interview, our conversation today, to spice up the stories, so to speak. In the past few days, my grassroots have been giving me the feedback that both my worthy opponents, well, in fact, they seem to have resorted to the same strategy. Perhaps that has been the common modus operandi of MC. I don't know. That they say that I'm the underdog, so don't waste. They told the delegates, don't waste your votes. You might as well you transfer your votes, shift your allegiance to me, to them, respectively. And my immediate response is, because I know the ground sentiment, how the ground feels at this juncture, and I know the kind of momentum we are now riding on.